What's up, guys? My name is Miles.
And my name is Fez.
And this is The Commodity. And today we're reacting to Tribal Groups of the Philippines Part 1. This video was suggested to us in our Discord by Petty King. We will throw your name on the screen. Thank you so much for suggesting, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that today, this video. There is a part 2 as well, guys, so if y'all want to hop on and see that, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. And while you're there, go ahead and click the like button as well. It definitely helps us get this video out to more people. And if you'd like to help support the channel even more, you can click the join button down below.
And before we jump in, I want to thank today's sponsor, Rowlett.
Guys, with the amount of taste testing we've been doing on these international snacks, we have been sent some crispy seaweed snacks from Moro Chip. I'm super excited to try these out.
I'm so excited.
They're from South Korea, and they do have a website that we will link down in the description below, as well as a link to order these.
So just for the record, a student actually reached out to us.
Yeah, so it's a small up-and-coming business, and we're super excited to help these guys out. If you guys like seaweed, definitely
and
try
you're wanting
these
to do
out.
something healthy, and I don't even think this is the only flavors they have.
Yeah, I don't think
they
so.
have multiple flavors, and we're going to try a couple of them today. But if you could help them out, because companies like this that are willing to reach out and admit that they're young, and actually it was an intern that reached out to us.
Yeah.
And that made me want to help them out even more. So if y'all want to help support the channel or really support another company, I know it's maybe not be an exact local company,
right?
But it's a company that's trying to make a difference, a healthy difference, and an eco-friendly difference.
Yes, so it's very sustainable the way that they produce these. Now, the flavors that they sent us is almond, coconut, cheese, grains, sesame, and anchovy. If you want, let's go ahead and pop open the anchovy and sesame.
Let's try it. So we picked out the two ones that we were most curious about to do these with, and I'm super excited. Are you going to try both of them?
Yeah, I really like the packaging as well.
Oh, yeah, the packaging's phenomenal. I think it's fully recyclable. Yep, it's fully recyclable.
Okay, this is cool. So, look, it's 2 pieces of seaweed together with the
Making
sesame.
a sandwich.
It's like a little sesame sandwich.
Oh, wow.
Is that what that is?
Exactly what that is.
That's
it's like
awesome.
a legit chip. Like, they're perfect.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Let's dink it.
Dude, I'm so used to the crap that we get here in the States.
I know, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's good. This sesame has like a little bit of a spice to it. Like a kick. Does that?
You're going to love this. You're going to love this.
I love that. Here.
I hope they're willing to sponsor us again in the future and they can send us more. Because I could do this every day.
Oh, yeah. Anchovy.
Oh my gosh.
I like that saltiness.
Oh my gosh. So mine doesn't have a kick like this one.
Yeah, no, the anchovy does not have a kick. It
Sesame
tastes just like anchovies.
Has wasabi in it. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh.
Guys, these are healthy snacks. These are awesome snacks. You about to hit another one?
I gotta try another one because those are so different. Like they don't taste anything alike.
I'll hit up the cheese. Let's do the cheese. Are the grains good? Oh wow, these are thick too. It's got the grains in the middle, like a little sandwich.
Y'all got to try this.
That's kind of sweet.
That is so they don't taste anything alike.
There's the cheese.
I'm gleeking everywhere.
I like the consistency of the cheese.
They're so different. Like if you wind up getting one that doesn't really hit your taste buds right, you try a different one, night and day different.
I would try the cheese for sure.
Oh yeah.
I really like the consistency of that. The anchovy, the sesame, the grain, all of these are good. We're going to save these almond and coconut for off camera because we're probably about to chow down on all of these guys. Again, these are healthy snacks by Moro Chip. They would definitely appreciate your business. We appreciate them sending us these to try out, and we will definitely be doing business with them in the future.
And now back to the video. But let's jump into this.
Let's check it out.
Let's do it. I just wanted to see how long it was. Because I was like, this is going to be fast at this rate.
Yeah. And go subscribe to this
Aina are
channel.
an indigenous people who live in scattered, isolated mountainous parts of the island of Luzon, the Philippines. These people are considered to be Negritos, whose skin ranges from dark to very dark brown, and possessing features such as a small stature and frame, hair of a curly to kinky texture and a higher frequency of naturally lighter color relative to the general population, small nose.
I like his glasses.
I was about to say, I think those are goggles because this guy has goggles on.
Oh yeah,
those are
but
dope.
they look like what's
Wood.
it called? What's that movie with Tom Hardy? Where they're in the desert.
I know what you're talking about.
It's a style, but it looks like it. Like you'd put them on.
Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max.
Yeah.
Like that whole style of film. I know this is way off topic, but I just had to shout out that style.
and dark brown eyes. They are thought to be among the earliest inhabitants
have
of
blue
the
eyes.
Philippines.
Yeah, I was
preceding
gonna say they said
Austronesian migrations. In Mindanao, these existing non-Muslim and
so
unchristianized
pretty,
Austronesian
outfits.
indigenous groups are collectively known as the Lumad, a Cebuano term which means native or indigenous. Their Lumad
Wow.
tribes comprise
Beautiful
about
headdresses.
13 ethnic groups which are the Blayan, Bukidnon, Higaonon, Mamanwa, Mandaya, Manobo, Mansaka, Sangir, Subanon, Tagabawa, Tagakaula,
Rock and roll,
Kasedi,
baby.
and Tabole. Their tribe is generally known for tribal music produced by musical instruments they've created. The collective term Moro people or Bangsamoro people refers to the 13
Moro,
Islamized
Bangsamoro.
ethno-linguistic groups of the Filipino islands and archipelagos of Mindanao, Sulu, and Palawan. As Muslim-majority ethnic groups, they form the largest non-Christian majority population in the Philippines and comprise
Wow.
You know what's crazy though? I was just thinking. So while I was in college, we had to do a study on Inuits of Canada that live like so far. In fact, when they did the documentary, like half of the film crew died because it was so cold.
Really?
But they almost look like they could be part of the same tribe.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm wondering because they were saying that these are some of the original. You know, these people have been in this part of the world forever, basically forever. I wonder if like they're within like if you really go way back.
Like they were all one and migrated?
Yeah, they all went their own separate ways. Because if you look at them, I was just like, they literally look just like it.
Yeah.
And I think that's super cool. It just, they went separate ways, and one went to the humidity and one went to
The cold.
the extreme cold. Like kids were running around naked with like just something covering up
Wow.
in snow that's taller than them. It was the craziest thing.
It's crazy though. The Moro or the Bangsamoro is the largest non-Christian population.
Real? Yeah, I heard it. I don't know why I act like,
5%
oh,
of
really?
the country's total population, or 5 million people. Most Moros are followers of Sunni Islam of the Shafi'i madhab. The Muslim Moros originally had an independent state known as the Sulu Sultanate, which once exercised sovereignty over the present-day provinces of Basilan, Palawan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, the eastern part of the Malaysian state of Sabah and North Kalimantan in Indonesia. The Sama Bajau are the dominant ethnic group of the islands of Tawi-Tawi in the Philippines.
Look at that water.
They
I
are
know.
also found in other islands of the Sulu archipelago, coastal areas of Mindanao, northern and eastern Borneo, Sulawesi, and throughout eastern Indonesian island.
I know when we go to KK, there's tribes and
That kind of
places
live in
that
this style.
have this style housing. Swarren had mentioned that it's not the safest place to go,
Right.
but I do want to visit something like this.
Maybe we'll wind up doing that in the Philippines.
Yeah.
One thing that I've always loved the argument about, like if the world went to crap and we had to, deal with zombies or whatever the case may be.
Right.
These are the kind of people that are going to live for beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
They'll never have to, because they're self-sufficient, they're self-reliant, they can handle their own, they are smart enough to live on the water.
Yeah.
Islands. In the Philippines, they are grouped together with the religiously similar Moro people. Within the last 50 years, many of the Filipino Sama Bajau have migrated to neighboring Malaysia and the northern islands of the Philippines, due to the conflict in Mindanao. Sama Bajau have
Wow, they're all
sometimes been
beautiful.
called the sea
Yeah.
gypsies or sea nomads, terms that have also been used for non-related ethnic groups with similar traditional
I thought
lifestyle,
gypsies was a
such as the
negative
Moken
term.
of the Burmese
It can be.
Timor archipelago and the Orang Laut of southeastern Sumatra and the Riau Islands of Indonesia. The Igorot are any of various ethnic groups in the mountains of northern Luzon,
Igorot.
Philippines, all of whom keep, or have kept until recently, their traditional religion and way of life.
That's so cool.
Some live in the tropical forests of the foothills, but most live in rugged grassland and pine forest zones higher up. The Igorot numbered about 1.5 million in the early 21st century. Their languages belong to the northern Luzon subgroup of the Philippine languages, which belong to the Austronesian family.
They look like they'd
The
be so
Igorots
sweet.
may be roughly divided into two general subgroups. The larger group lives in the south, central, and western areas, and is very adept at rice terrace farming. The smaller group lives in the east and north. Prior to Spanish colonization of the islands, the peoples now included under the term did not consider themselves as belonging to a single, cohesive ethnic group. Itneg is an alternate name of Tingguian.
Now, one thing that might be a little crazy, we'll go ahead and back up so we don't miss anything, is they live in such a beautiful area. I wonder if they think that, because I'm sure a lot of these people have never traveled outside of the country.
Right.
I wonder if they think that's just how everything is.
Well, so we had mentioned that in a past video, how like you guys don't know how beautiful your area is. And a lot of people have said like, we didn't realize it until we actually traveled somewhere.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I mean, the beauty of the Philippines is
Southeast Asia in general.
really Southeast Asia is not the beauty everywhere else.
No, not at all. Like I love my state. I love where I live, but reality is it's not a beautiful state.
Right.
It's got beauty in it, but it's just not the same. There's no
Right.
comparison. But
Yeah.
I just wish I could. I wish I had the funds or the ability to be like, here, I just want to take you around and just show you how great of a
You have
place you have. Not
Yeah.
necessarily they have it, but
Right.
the beauty that they live within. So I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
To a single, cohesive ethnic group. Itneg is an alternate name of Tingguian. Tingguian means the people of the mountains. It was originally used to refer to all mountain-dwelling people. These days it is particularly used to refer to a cultural minority group occupying the mountains of Abra. The Tingguian are listed as one of the Cordilleran people called Igorots. Some feature of the culture, customs, traditions, rituals, beliefs and ethnic values are the same with the Igorots. In Abra, they comprise 35% of the total population and occupy about 2/3 of the province's land area. The people live in scattered villages and cover a large area. Most of them live in
That's a
settlements
beautiful
usually
outfit.
found near riverbanks.
Stunning.
Dwellings are usually built in clusters with rice granary and vegetable patches. 2 or 3 adjacent settlements generally compose a village. Mangyan is the generic name for the 8 indigenous
Mangyan.
groups found on the island of Mindoro, southwest of the island of Luzon, the Philippines, each with its own tribal name, language, and customs. The total population
what the
may be
necklace
around
represents.
280,000,
Yeah, if you guys know what those necklaces represent, let us know.
but official statistics are difficult to determine under the conditions of remote areas, reclusive tribal groups and some having little if any outside world contact. The ethnic groups of the island, from north to south, are
He's got a
Araya,
Duke's
Langan,
Blue Devil
Aniawan,
shirt on.
Tabud, Buhid, and Hananu. An additional group on the south coast is labeled Ratanyon. They appear to be intermarried with lowlanders. The group known on the east of Mindoro as Bangon may be a subgroup of Tabud, as they speak the western dialect of that language.
Smoking
They
their
also
pipes.
have a
That's what
kind
I was
of
trying to
poetry
see. I was
which
like, is that
called the
actually in his
Ambahon.
mouth?
The Maranao people is the term used by the Philippine government to
Maranao.
refer to the southern tribe who are the people of the lake, a predominantly Muslim Lanao province region of the Philippine island of Mindanao. They are known for their artwork, weaving, wood, plastic and metal crafts and epic literature, the Darangan. They are ethnically and culturally closely related to the Iranan and Maguindanao, all 3 groups being denoted as speaking Danao languages and giving name to the island of Mindanao. The original endonym of the ancestral Maranao is believed to be Iranan or Iranaoan. This group later diverged, resulting in the modern Maguindanao and the Iranan people, while the ancestral Iranans who stayed in Lake Lanao became known as the Maranao. These two ethnic groups, Iranan and Maranao, are still related to
Those
each
are
other,
gorgeous
share
outfits.
similar cultures, and both speak a one language. They either call it Maranao or Iranan language, which belongs to Danao languages. The Ivitans are a Filipino ethno-linguistic group predominant in the islands of Batanes of the Philippines. Their ethnogenesis is unclear, their origins remain untraced among scholars, but they are known to be an Austronesian group.
So people don't know exactly where they came from.
Right.
That's odd, but really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that are closed off, like, it's just crazy, like, because so many of these tribes or groups of people have been there for so long that truly
they didn't know where they came from.
Yeah.
Like they didn't know what the country was called at the time.
Yeah,
or what the states were called.
Who's to say that the land hasn't shifted since or anything like that? Because I'm sure a lot of these have been around for eons.
Yeah.
You know, so it's super cool.
Related to neighboring Ilocanos on purely linguistic basis. The culture of the Ivitans is partly influenced by the environmental condition of Batanes. Unlike the old-type nipa huts common in the Philippines, Ivitans have adopted their now famous stone houses made of coral and limestone.
I love visiting
designed to
places
protect
like that.
against the hostile climate. Ivitans already lived in Batanes before the Spaniards arrived in the Philippines in the 16th century, establishing fortresses known as Ajong, and lived autonomously long thereafter. The Ibaloy or Nabaloy is an indigenous ethnic group found in the northern Philippines. The Ibaloy occupy the southeastern two-thirds of Benguet, particularly the municipalities of Cabayan, Bukid, Sablan, Tublay, La Trinidad, Tuba, and Itogon, and the
where she's like, hey.
southern portions of Kapangan and Atak. Called Ipaway by the Kalangayas, the name is derived from those who live in the grasslands, with Paway as the Kalangaya term for grassland. In Ibaloy mythology, this group's origin is traced back to a couple in Mount Pulag who survived the great flood that Kabunian sent to punish the wicked people. This couple bore many children who intermarried, multiplied, and descended to the fertile valleys of Benguet, including Tinik, to become the ancestors of the present-day Ibaloy. Subanon is a tribe indigenous to the Zamboanga Peninsula area, particularly living in the mountainous areas of Zamboanga del Sur and Misamis Occidental, Mindanao Island, Philippines.
They look like they're wearing uniforms.
Yeah.
Like they're going to go to work or something like that because it's so matchy.
Right.
Like something I noticed on all the other ones is it's very like whatever, you know, I'm guessing that a lot of them, they make them themselves. And for them, it's probably like how you feel, who you are. It's like, you know, the same thing that we do for now, like with clothes, where
you're
part
expressing
of our,
yourself.
Yeah, it's part of your identification.
With that being said,
unified.
These could all be stock pictures, and we could just be reacting to stock pictures, and they don't relate to the actual.
That's true, because
tribes.
They did say the blue eyes with the brown.
Right. So if these are stock pictures, and we're just talking out of our booties, we're sorry.
Easy there, language. No, I'm just messing.
Sorry.
The Subanon people speak the Subanon language. The name means a person or people of the river. These people originally lived in the lowlying areas. However, due to disturbances and competitions from other settlers like the Muslims, and migrations of Cebuano speakers to the coastal areas attracted by the inviting land tenure laws, further pushed the Subanon into the interior.
He's like, get him, Mom, get him.
Get him, you got it.
They generally refer to themselves as a whole. They distinguish themselves from each other by their roots or point of origin. These are based on names of rivers, lakes, mountains, or locations. The Waray people are a subgroup of the larger ethnolinguistic group Bisaya people, who constitute the largest Filipino ethnolinguistic group in the country. Their primary language is the Waray language, an Austronesian language native to the islands of Samar, Leyte and Balaran, which together comprise the eastern Visayas region of the Philippines. Waray people inhabit the whole island of Samar where they are called Samareños, the northern part of the island of Leyte where they are called Leyteños, and the island of Balaran. On Leyte Island, the Waray people occupy the northern part of the island, separated from the Cebuano language-speaking Leyteños by a mountain range in the middle of the island. The Eskaya is the collective name for the members of a cultural minority found in Bohol, Philippines.
They look like very smart people.
Is it because they're in front of a chalkboard?
Yeah.
which is distinguished by its cultural heritage, particularly its literature, language, dress, and religious observances. After the Eskaya first came to
X. That's X in Spanish. Even though that would be like W, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, H,
I,
Ho, Ka,
L, M, N, O, P.
Inya. Is that an Inya?
It looks like
O, P, Q,
R, S, T, U, V, W,
X. Yeah.
E.
I can't see that. That's got a glare. Pre, Pag, Sean, Cho, Tao, Was. Ted. Ted got his own thing.
Hello, Ted.
Cree, Na,
Ning.
Ning, Sa, Cod, Ke, Gro, Gooey or Goo, Boy, Ngo. Oh, these are actual words. I think.
Possibly.
Ngoi, R, Con, because they have like, or maybe it's
public attention.
whoops. Maybe it's just like the first letter. Like, you know how we do like A and then you'll have a picture of like an alligator.
Mm-hmm.
And then B, you have a picture of, or like P, you have a picture of a pterodactyl.
Right.
In 1980, these cultural practices were the subject of intense speculation on the part of local journalists and amateur historians who made diverse claims about the ethno-linguistic status of the Eskaya people. The unique Eskayan language and writing system in particular has been a source of fascination and controversy. Some journalists argued that the Eskaya were historically displaced from the Middle East, while others suggested that the community was a cult speaking an invented language.
Wow.
Man,
That was very informative.
it's
There's-
crazy how no matter what part of the world you're from, like all people get to a certain point and they always wind up at the same place.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so all people started without language, without writing, without this. Then they go to pictures, then they go to this, and then they go to that, and they all wind up kind of meeting at the same point.
Right.
Now, some don't like
Don't
push
want to be.
sciences or push. They don't want technology and all those kind of things.
Oh, and there's those tribes that don't want to be contacted or they will kill you.
yeah, 100%. So I just think it's really cool that it's like a level of like, not evolution, but evolving through time. Like,
Yeah,
I just think it's cool that they all wind up kind of in the same place.
definitely. Guys, again, if you want to see the part 2 on this video, click the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. Thank you, Petty King, for suggesting this video. If there were any misinformation or inconsistencies in this video, we do apologize. We're just reacting to a video.
And guys, again, if you want to see our future videos, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. If you want to support us directly, hit the join button. And with that being said,
My name is Miles.
my name is Fez.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
Out.